All right, back out to the trail. Little skip here. The Shelly Fire is around Etna, and there's a whole bunch of trail that's basically inaccessible. Got a ride up to Syed Valley. It skips a section, but a lot of Etna's closed. There are road closures around there, and the logistics of getting just the little small segment around Castle Craigs were too difficult. Plus, I wanted to get up here. I've heard this can get smoky at times, and wanted to get up and get out of this area before it gets too smoky. So nice that I could get a ride from my mom and Rich. And there they are, preparing to hike the PCT with me, I think.
We just came off this section.
Oh yeah, cool. They must be going southbound. So they just finished and they're going back to town. So that's pretty nice.
We forgot our trekking poles and our pack, our water.
Okay, well, you've done pretty well going southbound then. Yes. So awesome. They are the original trail angels, helping me out getting to and from trail and everything. Fortunately, I'm here early enough that it's still in the mid 70s, which is still warm when you're going uphill. But when I get a little bit of shade, it definitely helps. Hopefully a breeze will kick up. The nice part, one of the things I was really concerned about, depending on the way the wind goes, was the level of smoke. And it's definitely smoky and hazy, but not too bad right now. So my concern was the heat on this climb, since going up about 5,000 feet, I believe, which is no small climb, and the smoke. And so I'm glad to be doing this now before the Shelly Fire gets any worse or comes this way or gets smokier. So it was smart to get to here and finish up California. Looks like some smoke's rolling in there over the mountains. Glad I'm getting up here above it and gonna avoid that. I met a hiker. He's probably a trail angel. He had a name, Drencher, I think, and sounds like he had hiked with some other hikers and stuff and knew a lot about the trail, and sounds like he comes up this path quite a bit. And he said that been cooling down as you climb up, and about 3.5 miles he could notice the difference. And I actually can too. It feels a little cooler up here, even though it's later in the day, which is a good thing. He mentioned that the smoke starts rolling in the afternoon. That's what it's been doing into Syed Valley. He says, but once you get above like 5,000 feet, it's clear. So since I'll be climbing up to about 6,000, should be clear. I made it the 5-something miles up the hill to this little trickle of water, but it is water, so that's good. It's got what seems like 1 million wasps, and it's just a little trickle, but hey, it's better than nothing. Maybe if it's cold, it's even better. But there's a little toad friend here too, so it must be a good place if he's hanging out. Kind of a nice view up here. I'll maybe have a snack and drink some water, and there's a little bit of shade right here with this tree, so it's better than nothing. Crazily enough, there's a massive gray cloud I was wondering what the sound was behind me, and there's thunder coming out of it. So I don't know if it's gonna start storming up here. I find that funny because I was just going back and forth yesterday over whether I should keep my raincoat, because I'm like, it's not gonna rain. It'll never rain. I can finish the trail without this. Why carry the extra weight? And I finally decided, well, if it rains, it'll be a pain. So I kept it. Based on this cloud behind me, I might need it. It rained on me the last time I climbed this hill. I got to the top and the whole sky turned gray, and then it was getting later in the day, and I thought, well, just wrap it up, and got my tent set up about 20 minutes before it started pouring rain. But that was later in the year, so I don't know about this one. Maybe we'll get a summer storm. Well, the comments in Gut Hook say there's a bunch of stuff floating on top, but it's nice and cool and clear underneath. I ended up submerging the Seanock under the water, get it past the gunk, and then opened it up underwater and grabbed it, and worked pretty well. The water appears pretty clear. The thunder is a little alarming. I do kind of like the fact that the clouds have blocked the sun and it's a little bit cooler and shadier, so that's been nice to hike in. But it'd be one thing if it starts raining, it's another thing if lightning starts coming in. That's not helpful for fires. I'm just enjoying that there's a little cooler wind here, but it just started raining. And it's not too much right now, so I'm not gonna break out the rain gear. It might just sprinkle for a little bit, but not what I was expecting on this leg. Well, the rain's back, and heavier this time. I don't really want to wear my raincoat because it's still a little warm for that. But if this keeps up, I don't want to be soaked either. And the raindrops are pretty big. I never thought I was going to get rained on again here. Crazy, crazy weather. This is the middle of July. Well, I'm back to hammering all the bushes because the brush just got thick and it's all coated in water. It's good with my rain jacket, but my pants and shoes are soaked, and the rain just keeps on going. Slow going if I'm trying to avoid the water, but at some point I think my pants are just going to be completely soaked, so I should just probably power through the brush. 2.7 miles to where I can get water, and not that seems like if this keeps up, I'll just get it off the trail. The trail, because this is a burn area, is overgrown and literally gone. And I don't know where it went, so I'm just gonna head the general direction, but it sucks because it's through nothing but wet brush. Oh, bother. Wow, this, after that horrible section with the rain and everything like that, came into this dry, didn't get rained on apparently. Nice forested section with no burn. Beautiful sunset, rainbow. It's absolutely gorgeous, so it's a good way to end the day. All of those delays yesterday gave me kind of a late evening. I didn't get to bed till 10:30 after setting up and slowly getting water from the trickle of water and having dinner, doing all that kind of stuff. But good night's sleep. A little bit cooler last night than normal. But that was good too. I like it when it's cool. Not cold, cool. And got up this morning, could only find one of my sun gloves. I have no idea where the other one went. It's either in my gear. I pulled my tent back out and thought, oh, I dropped it in there and couldn't find it. Checked several bags, but it's either in my gear, it fell and I rolled it up in things, or when I put it in my pocket, because I took it off when it started pouring rain, and I didn't want it to get soaked, so put it in my pants pockets, which is what I do. But it's possible if I reached in there or something, or didn't get it all the way in, that the other one's sitting on the trail somewhere. Not the most important, because I can hike without it, and I just ordered, before I left town, a new set of sun gloves, because these have holes in them. They're falling apart. The fingers are coming apart, so I have a replacement pair coming anyway, so it's not the worst thing in the world, just a little bit annoying. Looks like they're having a convention on this bush. Beetles everywhere. It must be tasty. Sounds like they're playing music. They really seem to be digging all that fresh grass. I am, I believe, less than like a mile and a half from the border. So, lost a little bit of California. I've made it to the border. Crazier to think I've done this for a second time. Yeah. Yeah, long way. Over 3 months to get up here. But now I get to do Oregon. I'm kind of excited. I'm hoping, looking forward to a little bit nicer trail. Hopefully not too many blowdowns or anything, but should be nice. And then very much looking forward to Washington. More thunderstorms just south of me. I hope those don't blow up here. This is crazy. Well, the rain caught up. I started getting the fat raindrops again, and it was coming down pretty hard. So I had to put on my rain jacket and do the usual. The thunder was coming from all directions, including overhead. So I was a little concerned about that, but mostly I didn't know how long the rain was going to last again. And I found a spot that had a site under a tree and a spring. So I waited there for a bit, see if the storm would break. Because if it didn't, I could set the tent up there and call it a night. Wanted to go more miles though. Storm broke. I sat there for like, I think a half hour, and sun came and went, but I stopped hearing thunder. So eventually said, well, try to make it to another location. I was having a little break and getting a water fill up near a little squirrel friend there. The owners of that property set up a park bench and a little water pump that you could get water probably out of a well, which is nice. So having some lunch there, and some other PCT hikers came up and we were chatting. One of them was on the California border yesterday, and right on the edge, and she was out in the field where the cows were, chatting with them, and when that storm came up, apparently lightning struck right behind the Donamere house, which I was just at yesterday, earlier in the day, and so she was like, whoa, wow, what? that was scary. And started hiking forward past the house, kind of looked at it and then took off. And by the time she reached the border, which is maybe a mile past that, she could see the flames leaping up. And apparently that lightning started what became a 10-acre fire. She didn't know. I heard that they're maybe getting under control, but she didn't know if the house had burned, which would be sad. But yeah, that lightning's serious business. So you think like, oh, the rain will help the fire. Not really. Not with lightning. But wow, I'm glad I was through there earlier and not later, because apparently they closed the border and they were sort of evacuating PCT hikers and not letting them cross the California-Oregon border. So, man, hike faster before everything starts catching on fire. Looks like I'm almost to I-5. Get to get around that and then keep on going. I want to get some miles anyway because there isn't any water between here and some distance. So I actually grabbed another 3 liters of water that I'm carrying, so I'll have something to drink, because if I remember correctly, this area is a little more exposed